Hi, hello, Andarki Namaskaram. Welcome to hashtag Swero Chat 10 Questions with Swaerostars. And today we have our Swaerostar Prathyusha Swaero, who's currently pursuing her MA education in TIS University. And today it's an absolute honor and pleasure to have Prathyusha Swaero with us to share her experiences, challenges from Swaero schools in Telangana state until her journey now that's going on with Tata Institute of Social Sciences, where she's pursuing her master's degree. So, hi Pratyusha, how are you?
Yeah, hi Madhuri. Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah, that's great, and it's great to have you here. And we are eagerly waiting to have a person who has studied in social welfare institutions and now is pursuing a master's degree in TIS to talk about your experiences in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, so that a lot of Sweros who are now in social welfare institutions will get an inspiration of how your journey has been. So thanks for joining us. Um,
Yeah,
so to set the stage and to start the today's Swero chat, would you please introduce yourself? Talking about your name and Swero schools you studied in, and the place that you're from, and where you're currently living, please.
yeah. So myself, I am Prathyusha Swaero from Nizamabad, and I have done my pre-primary from LKG to fourth grade in Nirmala Hrudaya Girls High School in Nizamabad itself. Then again, I was shifted to Gurukulam, from where I have studied from fifth grade to intermediate BIPC in TSWRJC Kanjara. Then I have shifted to, I have done my graduation in TSWRDC Nizamabad. Then I got shifted to do my master's, my post graduation in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Hyderabad. Yeah, so at current, I'm pursuing master's in education in TIS Hyderabad. Yeah,
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing. And now, as you've mentioned, your journey now that's going on in this Hyderabad
yeah.
for MA education. Would you like to tell more about how your current education is going on, and at the same time talking about how the shift from the Swero schools to TIS has been? And I'm sure it's a range of experiences that you have gone through, and
Yeah.
you've been to different social welfare institutions and studied pretty much all your life in Swero schools, and now getting into a university where one of the reputed universities in the country. So how does it feel like, and how does the shift has been being a Swero?
Yeah, so when we compare the curriculum and the classroom management as well as the administration, comparing a normal school with a with a university is completely, it's a complex thing that we can say. So
Sure.
if we talk about many things, like it might be a classroom management.
Hmm.
So coming to the classroom management, we will be having, so in the universities we will be having the classroom interactions with the peers and as well as the professors.
Yeah.
So there you have access to question, you have access to give the knowledge, you have also the access to take the knowledge from the professors.
Yes.
So in this way you will be having a, you need to talk whatever it might be, but you need to talk something else. So that is a major platform, that will enhance your communication as well as the speaking skills, that I could say, and which will also enhance your knowledge. And
Yes.
so when we compare it to the normal school, we will be having a textbook oriented curriculum,
Yeah.
so we follow that. And most of the, even I found within the Swero schools also where I have studied, that is, even that is a student centric,
Yes.
even in, so, and coming to the evaluation, coming to the assessments, we will be, so when we come to the university spaces, we will be having completely a technical based works.
Yeah.
So you need to do it with your own laptop. We need to have a basic and a full knowledge on the how to use the computer also.
Yeah.
You need to, so not only having the academic knowledge is not at all enough to, to withstand with all the things in the university spaces, that I could say. So when I am at the social welfare school, even I have learnt all this, the computer skills and all this. Even that I could say is, all the skills that I have learnt when I am in the social welfare schools that have, that where I have learned many things, where I have collected the knowledge and I also adapted the skills, then I'm again able to use those skills in the university where I'm actually standing, and where I'm, trying to cope up with many things in the university that I could say. So I
Yeah.
have learned a lot of things, and we'll be having a presentations, we'll be having a deadline, assignments, education, assignments, submissions. Yeah, there are a lot to say.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's a very interesting way to put it, because the way you explained, like how the shift has been for you from Swero schools to this institution,
yeah,
in terms of building a gap between the textbook knowledge that we only focus on, to going to
yeah,
a place where the evaluation methods are completely different, right? So
yes, yes,
you stepped into a world where it's not a student sitting and listening anymore, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's about it's making the classroom more interactive,
yeah,
and it's about having that good relationship between teachers and students, where they
yeah,
academically build more knowledge, and at the same time
mm,
voicing your opinion, which I think
yeah,
was a very interesting point that you have mentioned. And at the same time, it's also important how you said a lot of things that you've learned from Swero schools did
yeah,
really help for you to maintain the same in TIS, and also like build on those,
yeah.
which is something that needs to be noted very clearly. That thanks for pointing that out. And so, as you've now explained how the shift has been, could you also sort of explain how the kinds of internships that you've done during this or during your undergrads, or the kinds of programs that you've participated in? Would you like to give us a brief note of how that has, improved you in several different ways? And I'm sure there is a lot to share, because you've been actively taking part in a lot of programs, as we're seeing. So could you please give a note on that for us?
So when I'm in Swero schools, when I'm doing from the schooling itself, I am a, you know an active student that always my teachers used to, encourage me, and they used to teach me. Even in every failures, they used to teach me.
Yeah.
So that is really appreciated with my. I'm really thankful to my principal in my schooling. She is a Sindhu ma'am,
Yes.
and also, yeah, so they have encouraged me a lot, that I can say. So
Mm-hmm.
coming to the activities and the academic achievements. So when I'm doing my graduation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I have participated in Kalinga Fellowship.
Yes.
So that is the greatest achievement that I could say. So where we have been exposed to the foreigners.
Mm.
There are different, there are different, NGOs. They might be a businessman,
Yes.
and they are social workers. So where we have learned and exposed ourselves to such a kind of environment where actually the competition exists.
Yes.
So we have learned a lot, and even there, what I learned is whatever we are learning through the textbook is not at all enough to withstand with the society.
Mm-hmm.
That I really learned, and so in Kalinga Fellowship, that I have participated in this Kalinga Fellowship in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So the camp was being conducted for around 8 days in September.
Yes.
So yeah, so there we did field immersions.
Mm-hmm.
So we also did some of the clinical interviews, and we also, we have collected the data, we have presented the data. So that
Mm-hmm.
has given us a great platform. That has given us really great platform, that I could say, where I have really learned a lot of things in the competitive world.
Yeah.
And yeah, coming to there is one more achievement, that is I am also an super student.
Wow.
So I'm a geology super student in my graduation.
That's great.
So yeah, so in within that,
Mm-hmm.
I have given a lecture in
Mm-hmm.
TSAT channel
Mm-hmm.
on the topic called history and the present status of tanks in Telangana.
Wow.
So we have talked. It is an ecological perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I have did the research for around 2 to 3 months on that, because I'm the very first time that I'm doing research on that. It took me a lot of time to do. But
Mhm.
even my teachers have, encouraged me. They helped me in every aspect, and so with their guidance and help only, you know, I have taken up that initiative and I got selected. Then I have proven myself, all those my skills and everything.
Yeah.
And coming to the internships that I could say, uh, so I have, being a first year student,
Mm-hmm.
I have, it's only 1 year that I have been gone through, that is. So I have done only two internships till now.
Okay.
So the first internship is I have done in MBF India, so which is Mamidpudi Venkatarangaya Foundation, which is working on the child rights.
Wow.
So the main objective of this organization is the universalization of education to all the, even the bonded laborers.
Ah,
So there I have done the case studies. I also did the field immersions where so actually all these internships will help us in getting from theory into practice. So learning within the theories and also going through the wide range of text will obviously these will give you some ideas. These will give you a platform of thinking of various things. But
totally.
coming into the practice, when we go into it, we will learn a whole lot of things and we will try to analyze what is really happening. So we'll be going into the reality. So here that is what I said, that where we come from theory into practice, that I said.
Yeah.
Then coming to the internship too, I have done, I just did it from work from home due to this COVID
Pandemic.
crisis. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so where I have worked along with India Migration Now, which is shortly called as IMN. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one. Here I have conducted some clinical interviews and I have also posted and collected the data with the help of questionnaires uh, from the migrated Indians, and I
Mm-hmm.
have given the data to the organization, and so I indirectly help them in getting some kind of jobs where they have lost their jobs there in Gulf countries and came to India.
Awesome. Awesome. It's
Yeah,
it's very
so
great to hear this range of experiences that you've had, right from looking at your experiences of Kalinga Fellowship, where you had international exposure, right? You've had people
yeah.
from all over the world seeing what kinds of work they're doing and what they had to offer, in the fellowship, and ranging from that and talking about the super students program that you've involved in, and doing your own research and telling it to the world what you've found. I think that was amazing to hear from your side. As a student, you've done great things give that have given you a lot of exposure. And at the same time, you're talking about this couple of internships that you've done when you were studying your first year in TIS, and
Mm,
this whole idea of putting what you've studied in the classroom into practice, and doing some application based methods and studying everything in a practical manner and going onto the field and seeing what you've found. I think
mm,
this experience is very rich, and it
yeah,
also enhances the experiences that you've already had, and also I think it builds more confidence. It builds more confidence in
yeah,
terms of just going out and learning new things. It's very interesting here to hear, and just being a Swero, it's so proud to look at how different things you're interested in, and it really helps if you go back to social welfare institutions and just share it with students. It's really stands out like an inspiration and gives them also a motivation to see how this is possible. I can also do
yeah,
something
yeah.
like this.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so that's nice to hear. Thanks for sharing with us. And
Thank you, Madhuri.
no worries. So it's our pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. So now, as you've said, your academic side of things, like the seeing how from being a kid studying in social welfare institutions, and now you've grown up and doing a master's in a reputed private university in India. um, you've stated all your academic achievements, right? Like academic experiences, be it in research, be it in participating in programs. So considering that, mm, we've also been seeing how actively you're taking part in us Swero student unions, village learning centers, and etc. That are the initiatives that have come up recently to build the Swaero network, to build and sort of promote education in the villages, and different kinds of initiatives that we're now introducing due to the whole COVID-19 pandemic. And I've been seeing, in all our Swero groups, that you have been taking an active part to contribute your services as a Swero and pay back to the society. So could you please give us a brief note on what are your views about Swero Student Union and your work in it?
So coming to the Swaero Student Union, Swaero Student Union is a great initiative that I could say. So
Yeah.
it is a great network which is actually connecting most of our alumni, Swaeros, and the upcoming Swaeros, in a basic platform.
Yes.
So where we can access them, where we can utilize them, where we can motivate them, where we can stand with many of them. So coming to the recent activities that I have saw in the Swaero Student Union are most, our Swaero students are, taking more active participation in helping hands. So
Mm.
that might be any accidental cases. It might be a financial helping for an education in order to get the financial assistance to the, to the poor students who are marginalized and who are not affordable to pay some fees in order to get into some kind of central universities, etc. So even in that case, also our Swaros are really taking active participation and helping them, and also we are also doing really the great things. There are a lot to say about the Swero Student Union, and I also always very thankful to Prabhakar Chowti Anna. He always tries to engage, motivate us in various aspects. Even I recently also given my as a part of payback to society. Till now I have done three things. So as I'm not an employee till now, I'm not doing it financially, but I'm doing with the skills I had, with the knowledge I had till now.
Exactly.
So yeah, so the very first thing is I have given my a live lecture on the TIS admissions, and the same thing, it's almost I think similar that I could say in
Mm-hmm.
Sparrow Student Union page,
Page,
Facebook
yeah.
Live, along with Srikanth Kavali. He also did his bachelor's in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and he's also doing masters in that as well.
Okay.
So that initiative has been taken up by Prabhakar Chowti Anna itself, and so where I have used that in order to motivate our Sweros,
Mm-hmm.
in order to give the information to these Sweros regarding this university and the courses which are offered and all things like that. And also, even at that time, I have also shared my experiences also with them. Even the one more thing is so for the TIS, in order to get into the TIS, there are actually three rounds.
Mm-hmm.
There is actually there will be a PIT round, which is a personal interview round. Then
Mm-hmm.
again, you need to face the pre-interview round and the personal interview round. We have to
Mm-hmm.
say. Yeah. So the all the shortlisted Sweros for the personal interview round after the TISNet, so that will the personal interview round, I have I have took the sessions in Gatkesar to them in order to how to face the personal interview round. I have guided them. Even I'm really grateful that five of our Sweros have been selected for TIS Hyderabad, where
Wow.
I have
Great
taught
achievement.
them, yeah, where I have motivated them. I spent a whole day with them, and I also given them a more guidance. I also conducted a mock interviews to them. I really personally felt that it is really a great achievement that I could say.
It is
Even
definitely.
only for education, yeah, even only for education student, I have took the special classes because I'm really some kind of familiar to what kind of questions they would ask and all this.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I helped them, and so even only for education, there have been five students have been selected. I'm really grateful about that
That's
because
definitely is a
there,
great achievement, and congratulations to you, and thanks to you for helping Sparrows, and at the same time, congratulations to those the students who also got into MA education program tests under your guidance. It's really good to hear,
yeah,
and thanks for
yeah,
sharing
thank
your
you.
views about SSU and your contributions. And now
Mm,
following up on that, like how SSU has been introducing a lot of initiatives. Like one of that is VLC, Village Learning Center,
yeah,
and
yeah.
as you mentioned, Prabhakar Chautianna and a lot of other founders are working so hard
Mm,
for the SSU. And at the same time, they're also putting so much effort in introducing all these initiatives so that, we have digital access and we shouldn't be left out because of the
Yeah.
whole COVID pandemic and everything going online. So this village learning centers, could you please give us a note on how this is working and what is your contribution in that?
So village learning center is a really a great idea that I could say, which is given by our Supreme Swaero, and I'm really I always feel that it's really a great opportunity where the marginalized students are there is no digital divide between the students.
Sure.
uh, and yeah, so as of now, I have started my VLC on the date of July 19th, and I'm running since then. And excluding Sundays, I used to conduct daily 2 to 3 hours so for my VLC there are almost 20 students. They used to come daily from 4 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And so I used to teach them. Even they used to come and whatever the homeworks their teachers used to give them, they used to give. And yeah, I also used to conduct handwriting competition, whatever it might be. It might be an extra curricular activities, even a little, because my contribution doesn't matter. Because for them, as they were the children, they used to feel that is the biggest achievement in their age. So I used to conduct them drawing competitions sometimes, and I
Yeah.
used to conduct them essay writing. So I used to teach general topics where every student can easily learn, and that is mandatory to know about that. So I'm not at all textbook oriented, because even as I'm doing MA in education, I have learned all this, because I'm not at all textbook oriented teacher. The where I can always something went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where I can apply only some kind of prescribed curriculum and all those. So I used to teach them the general things, and it also depends on the where I found the students' capability in understanding things.
Yeah.
So I used to give them according to their level of understanding. I used to care them, because the teacher always be a caregiver to the children also.
Yes, yes. And it's very fascinating to hear because this is a great combination, right? Like you studying MA education and teaching for the VLCs. It's also a kind of experience for you to build up for what you've learned as being a good teacher, or the ways of teaching or methods of teaching. When you said your contribution is not there, I don't think that's true. Like even if they are doing everything, like as a teacher, you're coming up with new ideas, right? This is a
Yeah,
phase that we've never gone through, this whole COVID-19 pandemic, and students staying at home. We've never gone through this, and I think now as a teacher from your side, you're introducing a lot of initiatives, be it handwriting competitions or teaching in a different way or whatever, to keep the
mm,
enthusiasm stay alive, right? Even if they're at
yeah,
home, just keeping that whole idea of studying going. I think we're now introducing ways to sort of make them feel like they're not out of education, or they're not out of school, like there's nobody to take care of. And I think this is very important as a part of their childhood as such, right? Because
yeah, yeah.
as a part of like their schooling, it's also important how they are doing it. But like it's very amazing to hear how you are trying to introduce that innovative methods to make sure you do whatever you could do in order to help them understand how education can still go, and the pandemic shouldn't affect
Yes.
from what they need to study. Yeah.
Mm.
That's very nice to hear. And from now, as you've mentioned, your contribution to the Swaero institutions, and this whole idea of what Swaero ideology is to you, could you please now explain how this MA education is helping you, and at the same time how it can help the TIS aspirants? Like I know you've done a couple of lives for people to understand what TIS MA education is like and how to get into the institutions, and I know you've been continuing that work. If there's
Yeah,
any
yeah.
message that you could give to the TIS aspirants from Swaero schools, what would that be?
So let me actually start with what MA education course mean. That, as
Yes.
you have mentioned, like how it is helping. So as a part of this MA in education course. So this is nothing but a Master of Arts. MA is Master of Arts in education you are doing.
Sure.
So the education name, it indicates that you will be reading something which is related to education. That means education is nothing but school management. So here comes to, there are a lot of things when we talk about the school. It might be a curriculum, it might be an, school instruction methods, it might be an education, it might be an administration, and there are policies and all those. So by studying, so as a part of this education course, you will be having, you are you'll be having access to read whole lot of wide range of readings, articles, journals given by different professors from the throughout the world. And you will be reading all those, which will give us a whole lot of knowledge, ideas, and through which we can enhance our knowledge and also thinking, that I could say. So where we can apply that in a professional development as well. So we will be acquiring the knowledge from that within these 2 years. Then again, so after this, the career after MA in education might be, it might be in your own interest. You can also work in administration. You can also work as a vice principal if you really if you're really interested to do something. Even it also depends on your skills and the
Mm-hmm.
management and
Mm-hmm.
all this, and the communication, all those. And
Yeah.
you might also become a curriculum developer and a policy maker in the education field. And you can also work in a program work as a program coordinator and program manager in any intervention that many of the NGOs will do for
Yes.
any kind of intervention. You can also do it as a junior research fellow, and you can also do the research in many things. Yeah. So coming to the what you have asked me, the message to the TIS aspirants. So it is not only the TIS aspirants, that I could say, that
Mm-hmm.
for the upcoming Swaeros.
Sure.
So the message to the upcoming Swaeros is, try and try until you get success. That means, when we even I always believe that, if we use every opportunity, we will learn something from that. Even you face the failure, even within that failure also, we will learn something, that I could say. And not only this, and the opportunity might be anything. It might be an extracurricular as well as the academic thing. It might be a responsibility, that way when we are studying. For
Mm-hmm.
example, let us assume when I am doing my schooling, even my teachers used to give me some kind of computer related works. I used to bunk the class because I was interested to type the computer always. But even though that has given me some kind of knowledge, where I have applied my knowledge, where I have also learned something. So we need to try to utilize the opportunity when the opportunity comes. And whatever it might be in district level, state level, college level, it might be a national and international level competitions. We will be having a whole lot of competitions like essay, elocution, debate. So all this, when you actually go into that, then only you will learn something. You need to participate in that. After participating in that only, you will face it, and you will be getting the confidence that I can speak. So that I always believe in. So for the all the Swaros in whole, that I could you know give the message is, you need to try to inculcate, engage within the academic as well as the extracurricular activities. So you should not bother about the success, but you will learn something from somewhere, from everywhere, that I could say.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this much I want. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good attitude to have, because you're saying it's not about the failure or success, but it's all about the experience that you get.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
matter, no, so be it academics or extracurricular activities, whatever you do, it's
Yeah.
good if you go for that new opportunity that comes into your way without thinking the possibility of, oh, will I succeed or will I fail?
Yeah.
That's
That
not
is
the
important.
idea, but take it as an experience so that you'll at least learn something out of it, whether you fail or succeed in it. I think that's a
yeah,
very good attitude to have in order to experience new things in life and go in a very positive manner, right? Because
mm,
like at the end of the day, you will be
mm,
having a history of things that you've done in life,
yeah,
which
yeah,
where you've always had ups and downs, and that's how it works. Be it academic life or social life or whatever, life in general works like that. So I think giving that positiveness to the audience, I think it's a very good thing to do. Thanks for that, Pratyusha. And also,
yeah,
thanks for mentioning the kinds of job opportunities that people will have from MA education from this. You not only mentioned the program and what kind of message you want to give to Swaros, but also giving that range of job opportunities will also give them a motivation to understand how the program works. And
yeah,
it's very nice to hear from a person who's studying there and an alumni of social welfare institutions to give that kind of an idea, because everybody could relate, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
oh, Pratyusha also studied in social welfare institutions like us, and now she's doing something else. So which means it's
yeah,
all like it gives them a motivation that maybe I could also try, maybe I could also do something like that.
yeah,
And very nice to hear. Thanks for giving that message to all the Sveros and the TIS aspirants. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I hope you had a good time sharing your experience. I had a great time listening to you, and listening to the kind of things that you wanted to share with our Sveros, who is now pursuing in Swero schools and who also passed out from the institutions. Very glad to have you here, Pratyusha. On a final note, do you want to say something to all the viewers? Uh,
yeah. What I could say is, whatever it might be, you need to use the opportunity. So
sure.
from the experiences, you will learn in the whole, that I could say.
Yeah.
So even it might be in voice for girls, and it might be in voice for boys or youth parliament. It might be
Yeah.
anything, you
Yeah.
know. So the society itself is really teaching us a whole lot of things, and we are also seeing an outstanding students performance, and I really congratulate the I think 7 or 6 members have been shortlisted to the JEE mains this time.
Wow.
They have
It's
qualified,
amazing.
yeah, JEE
It's
mains this
amazing.
time from
Yeah.
within the Swaros itself. It's really a great achievement, that I could say. So
Mm.
I always do my best in order to support our Swaros network. Yeah, and even after getting my job, yeah, within I think within 6 months we will be having the placement cell. Then I then again I really I'm interested to work on any kind of NGO where we can do the any kind of social service. It is really, it makes sense
Yeah.
when we really as we are educating, and not only working for money is not important, that I could say.
Yeah.
So your profession must be something respectable, where where your essence and the presence will also make sense, and your presence should make some, at least some own
Impact.
community to develop, to learn
Exactly.
something, like that. I
Yeah.
really want to do such kind of profession, which is really gives me a
Yeah.
kind of satisfaction. And yeah,
Yeah.
so
You're right, Pratisha. Thanks for giving that interesting angle of what you want to do in life and what you want to become and how you see yourself, after your higher studies. And
yeah,
Pratyusha, as you said, please, all the viewers who are watching, take advantage of the opportunities that come in your way. And it's all about the experience, but not the outcome, be it success or failure. You will have a range of
mm,
experiences that you can have in life. So one day, if you look back, you'll be like, have this kind of experience which I can use in something else, uh, be it whether it resulted in something substantial or not. It's always an experience. So yeah, great words from Pratyusha, and nice motivation. And it's good to hear that you want to contribute more in the future to social welfare institutions or working with NGOs. That's a very great ambition to have. Nice to hear that from you. And thank you very much for being with us today and giving your valuable words. And on a final note, heartfelt gratitude to Pratyusha for being with us in this unprecedented times of COVID-19, where the whole world is just uncertain in the things that's going on. And Yeah, thank you very much, Pratyusha. Thanks for being with us, and thanks to all the
Thank
viewers
you,
who watched.
Madhuri. And
Yeah. Uh,
even thanks, Madhuri, for giving me this golden opportunity where I can, where I can give my message and share my all my thoughts and experiences. Yeah,
it's a
Jai
pleasure.
Bhim,
It's a
Madhuri.
pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you, Pratyusha. Yeah, great. So signing off, hashtag Swero Chat, 10 questions with Swero Stars, with Swero Star Pratyusha Swero from TIS Hyderabad. Jai Bhim, Jai Sveros.